Hey guys, what's up? This is What the Tech, and this is the iPad. Let's check it out. Not to be confused, this is specifically the 2018 iPad, the successor to last year's. So on the surface, the iPad looks exactly the same as the year before it. It weighs the same, and they even come in the exact same colors: silver, space gray, and gold. But the changes that you should care about are inside the iPad. Powering the new 2018 iPad is Apple's A10 Fusion Processor. It was Apple's first quad-core SoC, and was also the first Apple chip to come with a fancy name after its technical name. If you remember, it debuted on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, and now it's being used for this generation of iPad, and for good reason too. Apple states that the CPU is 40% greater in performance and 50% greater in the graphical department as compared to the previous A9. And 2 out of the 4 cores are energy efficient cores for small tasks, and the 2 other cores are high performance ones for more intensive web applications or for games. They can't be used at the same time, so it's actually acting as a dual core system. The beefier CPU is also going to be heavily leaned on for AR applications. Just like last year, it comes with 2 gigs of RAM. Kinda sucks, I kinda wish it came with 3. Because it comes with 2 gigs of RAM, you can't do 3-way multitasking with a floating pane like on the Pro models. But iOS 11 on the iPad is fine enough, where you still get those 2-window multitasking features. Also, when you switch between apps, the iPad, because it only has 2 gigs of RAM, still needs to refresh when you open it up, rather than running silently in the background. These are some things that can really add up when you're doing day-to-day usage. The screen is the same as last year, very respectable, a good retina display, but it's still a non-laminated display with that air gap, so pictures and videos don't really feel like they're popping out. And for those nitpickers out there, this can mean a lot. Something I noticed because of the Apple Pencil support is because this is an air gap display, there's a very cheap noise from the screen when you tap with it, as compared to the Pro's laminated display. Here, check it out. The camera is an 8 megapixel shooter on the back with no flash, and the front FaceTime camera is a 1.2 megapixel shooter. Now, I'm not a fan of the proliferation of tablet photography, but the cameras themselves do an okay job. Good enough for taking quick shots, and the front-facing shooter is alright for FaceTime, but I wouldn't rave about the performance. So like I said earlier, this weighs the same as its last year gen model at 469 grams, but it also weighs the same as the current iPad 10.5-inch Pro model. But see, the thing is, this feels lighter than this because, well, this is a smaller form factor, so the weight is distributed less efficiently. So when you actually hold it in hand, it actually does feel a little bit heavier. Battery life is okay to good. It lasts all day, has excellent standby time, and it's managed pretty well. However, if you were to use this as your computer replacement or as your main device to take to school, you're going to be taxing the battery even more. And if you're using more intensive education apps and downloading and uploading more data to the cloud, this is obviously going to heat up the iPad as well as drain it at a quicker rate. And if anyone had the concern of trying to replace their actual computer with this, I used it as my main tablet for a while, like gaming, writing short essays, doing some small spreadsheets, and keeping Bluetooth on because I use AirDrop and wireless keyboards. And with all that combined, at the end of the day, I was hitting 20–25%. It's not the best battery performance, but it's not that bad either. Ports are simple. There's one headphone jack on top and a lightning port on the bottom. It's a USB 2 port, so you won't expect any fast charging like on the Pro models. So the iPad has stereo firing speakers on the bottom, but they're not quad speakers like on the Pro line. They sound alright, nice and loud, so you can use them easily for hearing your videos or podcasts while doing chores or other things, but they're not something to rave about. Something I can vouch for is that they were loud enough so I can hear my video while working on my car in the garage. Touch ID in the front is okay. The Fingerprint Reader is Apple's first-gen reader, and it's pretty slow when you compare it to the iPhone 8 or more recent devices. It's an actual button, so it's not a solid-state button. So when you click it, there's an actual click. And now what you guys all have been waiting for, Apple Pencil support. So Apple Pencil support is pretty important to Apple, especially since they're trying to treat this as the education device as well, and it allows for some more serious or casual note-taking. There are some cool software tricks, like double tapping the screen with your Apple Pencil to launch the Note apps. However, that's about it. I think what Apple could really do to improve with the Apple Pencil technology and take a note from Samsung and copy what they do with their S Pen and try to integrate that into iOS itself. Because honestly, you're not getting much for $100 out of this stylus. Also, while we're on the Apple Pencil, Logitech unveiled the Crayon, which is basically just like the Apple Pencil with a super low latency, but on a wider and flatter body to prevent rolling off. That's smart. But what's dumb is that it's only available via Apple's education channels, but it gets so much better. It's literally only half the price, and it makes me feel like an idiot for buying the Pencil, even though I got it on sale for 75 bucks. So let's keep this in mind. It has all the same sensitivities as the regular Pencil, but it also has an on-off switch for quick pairing, a slightly smaller battery, so you're getting 8 versus 12 hours. But this is the killer feature right here to me. It charges normally. It has a port. The Apple Pencil, you get this stupid lightning port thing situation, where in order to charge it, you have to shove it up your iPad's butthole to charge. Or use the adapter that Apple gave you that I lost once already, and I had to buy a new one for $5.99. This was a dumb design move, and I hope the next version of the Apple Pencil gets rid of this stupid cap and just has a port. But rant aside, the Apple Pencil does make the iPad a more intimate and personal device, and pretty much all of Apple's iPads now support Apple Pencil. Except for you, iPad Mini 4. Moving on from hardware and into software, this comes with iOS 11 out of the box, which is great for iPads, and also comes with a suite of productivity apps for free that sync automatically across your iCloud devices. If you're a student, you get free 200 gigabytes of cloud storage as compared to the anemic free 5 gigabytes that we all get. It's pretty clear to see that Apple's trying to pull out the big guns in order to compete with Google in this space, but one thing I think Apple forgot about, or they're willfully ignorant on, is that the iPad still doesn't have a native calculator app. I mean, oh my god, it's 2018 Apple, and that's kind of embarrassing, honestly. Now, when you're done with all the school stuff, it's a great device to use for relaxing too. Nice snappy performance for web surfing, a good sized bezel to avoid phantom touches on the screen, and decent enough speakers, even though they're not true surround sound, and it's even powerful enough to reliably game on. And yes, because it's 2018, it can play Fortnite. Now let's talk about major takeaways. This tablet is not the tablet you get if you're a tech enthusiast, and Apple knows that. You're not getting the best out of the best performance or even specs. However, this is the best tablet dollar for dollar that you can get on the market right now. And of course, that's always going to be arguable. However, if you refine your search to best tablets under $400, this is it. There's no competition, not even by a long shot. Plus, it doesn't help that Android tablets are basically dead right now, and this thing's competitor is another iPad, up or down the price ladder. Of course, you could get an Amazon Fire tablet, but I consider those more ultra budget, and they're kind of going for a different demographic. But if you were to put Amazon's tablet and Apple's tablet head to head, Amazon's best version versus the base version of this is going to win obviously. Now for the regular price of $329.99, as well as the student price of around $300, you're getting a very good deal here. You have an excellent media consumption device, some pretty good battery life, and a CPU that's for sure going to power this thing for many more years to come. Plus, when you add some things that we don't think about, like dedicated software support and a full Apple factory warranty, this is the best value tablet you can get right now. So even if you're losing some quality of life features like a laminated display or quad stereo speakers, I would still recommend this for someone that doesn't have the budget to get a Pro model but still wants to enjoy that Apple tablet experience. And remember, at this price point, you can't get this anywhere else in the market. Thanks for watching What the Tech. If you like what you saw, don't forget to give a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to sub, you want to see more stuff like this in the future. Go ahead and share your comments on the iPad and Apple's dumb pencil. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.